Khabib Nurmagomedov's legacy is out of the rails. One of the best fighters and one of the greatest guys to ever fight in the UFC, was known for his controversial stuff and controversial statements, but he has been one of the best fighters the world has ever seen. Aside of that fight against Gleison Tibau, which according to me was a victory for Tibau, he won every single fight pretty much dominantly. But last time I was speaking about his insults towards women, and now I'm going to take care about his alleged tax issues. And Khabib is tax-free. He finally paid his debts, but we are going to talk about what happened. As well as you know, last year um, the tax people stormed Khabib's dojo, and I was shocked, to be honest, because I knew Khabib was having a big promotion like Eagle MMA. It really was a good but controversial promotion, and I was thinking, Khabib earned tons of money while he was fighting. I was like, okay, he probably paid those taxes like even before COVID. And I've heard the news that Khabib didn't pay taxes. Well, I was thinking this was a trolling, you know, a trolling headline only to get views. I started to read more and more, and then I realized that the guy had a lot of luxury cars, and he was behaving like. I was shocked, honestly. I know that the guy has always been humble, but everybody who gets power has to go through that crazy process sooner or later. And I was reading those news, it was like 3 million. Literally 3 million. And I assumed that his cars were seized. And I'm gonna tell you what actually happened. I've heard the rumors that the guy was having almost 1 million worth of cars seized alongside his bank accounts by the Russian governments. They were frozen, and though nothing was officially confirmed, that reports claim that in order to clear his debts, the head of the Nurmagomedov clan would return to the UFC. And when he was spotted back with his former coach Javier Mendez, speculation began to pile up, though that now looks like an improbability. And other rumors hinted at Khabib possibly leaving Russia for good. And now I'm going to say about potential leaving Russia for good, because I work with people with I know tax rules with some states, and I know United Arab Emirates tax rule. So when somebody moves to United Arab Emirates, because many people from my state move there, they give you zero taxes because they want to attract people coming, and especially if you're a rich guy or if you're a famous guy like Hamzat Chimaev, they are going to give you extremely low taxes. They give you no tax policy. And there were rumors back in the days that Khabib fled his home and was contemplating becoming a United Arab Emirates citizen. And while that no longer needs to be the case, there is one place that always piles up. But I'm going to explain you the rule. In United Arab Emirates, when you come and you have a business, for some businesses they give you 0% taxes. And sports is also a business with 0% taxes. The same situation applies to Bahrain. And that explains why Shamil Gaziev and Magomed Gajiasulov took Bahrain citizenship. While it can be pretty challenging to live in those states, especially for guys like Gaziev and Gajiasulov who got used to mountain and harsh climate, this climate is extremely hot. And Khabib Nurmagomedov was probably trying to get that citizenship to stay away from that taxes. Because if he becomes the United Arab Emirates citizen, well, he works there and nobody can get the job done, literally. But when his luxury cars were seized and when his bank accounts were frozen, he had no choice but to pay it. And he finally became debt free. We've seen on August 15, 2024, Khabib cut 3.4 million check, settled unpaid bill with Federal Tax Service, and finally, it's time to give back that Ferrari and freeze those bank accounts. The guy is constantly saying that, you don't need much money to live in Russia, in Dagestan, and he was riding luxury cars, man. It's a hypocrisy. Just say, listen, I'm rich now. I'm rich. Why didn't you fight? Why didn't you why didn't you work your way through? And the former UFC lightweight champion Khabib Nurmagomedov found himself in the crosshairs of the Federal Tax Service in Russia thanks to an outstanding debt of 3.4 million. But the bill has been paid, according to a new report from Telegram channel Shut. We can cancel that UFC comeback, I guess, but you know that he retired. You know that he retired from UFC. He doesn't plan to get back. Now he is a coach. But I've got to say that Khabib is now walking as a free guy, and nobody will accuse him of not paying taxes or bills. But I just don't get it. Why did he have to go through that? It's like, you know, he turned himself into a hypocrite in the eyes of media, and you got to be aware that Khabib Nurmagomedov is trying to stay away from that. I'm telling you how things work in United Arab Emirates. If you're their citizen, you're tax free if you're in the world of sport. That state is rich and they can do it. But every state has different rule set. For example, in my state, if you're a freelancer, if you earn under 300 euros, you pay zero taxes. But if you earn above, they have an Excel table. They give you Excel table and they recalculate your tax. If you're a construction guy, you get a fixed amount. I'm also a construction guy. You get a fixed amount of tax that you're going to pay every month. And you pay that and state doesn't give a fuck. But if you earn millions and big amounts of money, then it becomes pretty complicated because we've got VAT, or how you call it. Like the law is pretty much complicated about that. But I'm telling, it was completely unnecessary, He was telling people how to live, what to do. He was even instructing people of how the world should look, or what should they do to women, how to disrespect them. And all the time he was a guy who was trying to evade tax. But now he is tax free, he owes nothing to nobody. But I'm telling you, you can't stay away from tax, fella. No way.